Hello, fellow cognizant manlets. This is the Cognizant Manlet reporting. About that intro I always do, I hope you guys don't mind it. If you find it cringe or, corny or, just straight up annoying or unnecessary, or even time wasting, let me know. Some videos I'm probably just not going to do it because it can take up a bit of time. But, if you don't mind, then I'll do it, but anyway, just something I thought I'd mention. But look, straight to the point of this video. It's about why short men shouldn't protect women or help women, never intervene. And I'm going to show this little clip here of this video I've got. So I found it on Instagram. It's a short Mexican dude, and I presume the black guy's probably short as well, at least average height. And, they intervene, taking down an abusive boyfriend that's beating up his girlfriend. Now, people were making it about race. Hero Mexican and black man save white woman from her abusive white husband. It's like, nah, it happens in all races, that. But anyway, yeah, the two guys intervene, and pretty much after they knock the boyfriend out, the girlfriend or wife, what does she do? She goes against them and starts defending the boyfriend. So I'll show you the clip. I can't show all of it, but I'll show you bits and pieces. Anyway, look. So she's screaming, as you can hear, she's screaming for help, help, someone help. Then two men come to her aid. Oh, and a woman, but the woman, she's probably some tweaker, and she ends up stealing the phone from the abusive boyfriend. And actually, before I continue, I should mention the boyfriend looks tall, because he looks like he's got a long body. He doesn't stand up, but he appears to be a tall guy. And he's not ugly, so it makes sense why she's defending him. But anyway, continuing on. Okay. So I'll leave it at that, because what they do is they choke him out. They start kneeing him, because this guy has a strong grip on his girlfriend or wife's hair. But anyway, I can't show it because then video will probably take it down. But I'll skip to the bit once he's on the ground. They take him down, and then the wife or girlfriend, whatever she is, coming to his defense, pretty much.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please.
Anyway, so that's pretty much it. See how she she's telling the bystanders, please stop, please stop. She probably wanted them to stop filming, but it's good that they are filming because it can be evidence for her. But she's not even concerned of her well-being. She's more concerned about being filmed, her boyfriend being filmed. And then see how she touches his shoulder to check on him? She's like, honey, you okay? Oh my God, anyway. So this is why you don't intervene with women when they're being attacked, or even if it's something as brutal as raped, especially if it's the man she's involved with, if it's her boyfriend or her husband or whatever, and he most often times, especially in this day and age, will probably be some tall, physically attractive guy, or at least he monks you in some way. Don't intervene, don't put your life at risk, okay? Not for these women, these same women who vilify you, point fingers at you, blame shift you, inferiorize and dehumanize you. You're weak, you're itty bitty, you have little man syndrome. They spread all these slanders, them and Tormen. They spread all these slanders how we're psychopaths and, we're aggressive and, somehow it's always short men who, and especially short inkwells, deselected men who are the violent misogynists. Come on. So always rethink back to that before you ever consider intervening and helping a woman. And it's especially because, like in that video, and there's many videos, and not just videos, this happens in real life. There's many times where the woman, and many men have given their anecdotes, they've shared their anecdotes to this. There's many times where the woman ends up defending her abusive partner. So, again, and I'm going to involve looks in this because tour guys tend to get away with this a lot more. I hear so many stories about women just enduring abuse from their tour partners, from their tour boyfriends or husbands, and then when they finally leave, they don't blame tourmen. They end up scapegoating deselected, inkwell, short men, short, unattractive men. We're the violent misogynists for what their tall, attractive boyfriend did. So consider that. It might be in your nature to to help people, especially, to help the vulnerable, and in this case, to help women, especially because from a young age, men and boys are brainwashed and told that we are the protectors of women and, we're the disposable sex. But again, you need to tame that nature because, like I have, it's never really been in me to be a white knight, but, I guess taming and kind of holding back that, altruistic nature within me. And, as you should as well, because again, like I said, these are the same women who, they scapegoat short men, vilify us, dehumanize us. We're the violent misogynist, we're the woman abusers. Especially, it's funny how they always scapegoat inkwells for being the biggest misogynists and the most dangerous men, when there's actually studies even proving it's sexually successful men who are most oftentimes tall and attractive. Even like I've mentioned in other videos, even feminists earlier this year, were, posting these studies, and kind of they themselves were admitting, the violent incel misogynist myth, women, how it's supposedly incels who are harming and abusing women is a myth. These were feminists like Radfem Hitler. She was the one that posted the study too. And anyway, I want to say as well, in regards to these feminists, I've spoken to a lot of these feminists on chat. There's a TERF account, her name's Little Turfy Bird or something, and I spoke to her last year in private, and, she confided in me that she had an abusive ex when she was younger. He was tall, and you look at her account, it's just always demonizing deselected men, inkwells. And she, like all these other bloody radfems, or just feminists in general, they hold tall, attractive men in an honourable regard. They vindicate them, they view them as innocent, they consider them as innocent, and pedestalize them, portray them in a good light, and then they demonizing men like myself, like ourselves, short, unattractive men, who, we supposedly don't get out. We're in our mum's basements, we're basement dwellers, but then we're the ones who are going around attacking and harming innocent women. Come on. When most, the videos like I just showed you demonstrate that it's not deselected men harming women and abusing women. It's sexually successful men who, again, most oftentimes, especially in this day and age, are going to be taller and better looking than your average male. And that's why these women defend them as well. a short guy can be abusive in a relationship, don't get me wrong, but the woman's going to be more quicker to leave. She's going to be more likely to leave. She's not going to stick around. You know, I've heard of stories like that as well. If the short guy even just raises his voice, oh, he was abusive, so I left him. He had little man syndrome. I've heard of stories like that. Anyway, the reason I just want to make this video again is like just, you know, to really discourage you and from ever intervening, helping a woman, even if it's a woman in your family, unless if you like you're really close with the woman in your family, fair enough. Me, I'm estranged from my family because, you know, they're like these normie women who, you know, if I have my view on something, on like genders, like I'm critical about women or something, oh, I'm a violent misogynist. Meanwhile, they all date abusive, aggressive, tall pieces of shits who, you know, not only have cheated on them, but, you know, abused them, like, emotionally and everything. So, yeah, always keep that in mind. You know, always, whenever that altruism kicks in and, you know, just before you intervene, reevaluate. Should I help this woman? Think about all the times women have, again, demonized you, dehumanized you, and scapegoated you, and have just straight out mistreated you. It's not because women reject us. That's not the problem. If they just simply rejected us, different story. But it's the fact that they reject us, and in order to rationalize their rejection, they have to demonize us and dehumanize us. Short man bad, short man Napoleon complex, short man aggressive, short man violent. Especially when it comes to, you know, inkwells, you know, demonizing inkwells for, you know, they blame us for the shit that the tall, attractive men do. The tall, attractive men they select, at least. So, yeah, always just reevaluate and reconsider, you know, kind of think, you know, remind yourself of all those times. Or, you know, not all those times, but all the shit that women, society as a whole, says about short men. And remember, we're weak. We're physically incapable, remember? Women want to be protected. That's why they want tall men. Well then, if that's what they want, that's what they'll get. No itty-bitty manlets need apply. So yeah, never help the very thing that has destroyed your reputation. Never help the very thing that smears you and that makes your life hard and pretty much defames you, you know? So yeah, I don't have much to say, I'll leave it at that, but don't bother helping women. They don't need you. Women have even given you the how do I say it? The dismissal of that role, of the protector provider role. They want tall men to be like that. They want tall men to be the protector and provider. So don't intervene. And again, 9 times out of 10, these same women, if you were to intervene, especially if it's like a domestic, if it's between like a boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife, like the video I just showed you, 9 times out of 10, she's going to defend her abusive partner and then probably assault you. There was actually, that's what I want to say, there's another video I posted on Twitter, reposted on Twitter, and there's this short white guy. I'm not trying to make it about race, but, you know, I'm just describing there's this short white guy and he's getting in between this white chick and her black boyfriend, and, you know, he's trying to defend the white chick because her boyfriend was presumably beating her up. Basically, you don't see it in the video, but it's what the description said. So he's like white knighting, getting in between, you know, putting himself in front of her, trying to protect her and trying to calm the other guy, you know, trying to calm her boyfriend down, like, cause he's like putting his hands up saying, you know, like, calm down, there's no need to do that. And then what does the girlfriend do? She runs, not runs away for safety. She runs to find something. She goes, there's like a pile of bricks. I don't know what they're doing there, but she picks up one of the bricks, and what does she do? She smashes it on the white knight's head. The guy that was trying to protect her from the abusive boyfriend, she assaults him. And then she runs off with the boyfriend. And there's been many cases of that happening. I don't even know real life examples.